How can you demystify scholarly literary debates? Imagine trying to follow a lively conversation where everyone has different ideas about what a poem or story really means. It can feel confusing or overwhelming. That's because scholarly debates about literature often seem complicated. But don't worry. You can learn to understand these debates by breaking them down into simple steps. First, start by figuring out what the main disagreement is. For example, in poetry, some scholars believe a poem's meaning is fixed by what the poet intended. Others say the reader's experience shapes the meaning. In prose, debates might focus on whether the story's message depends on the narrator's perspective or the social context of the time. Knowing what the core issue is helps you see what everyone is arguing about. Next, look at the different sides of the debate. Some scholars focus on close reading, which means analyzing the text word by word. Others look at the historical background or cultural influences. Some use digital tools to find patterns across many texts. Recognizing these different approaches helps you understand why scholars see the same poem or story in different ways. Then, pay attention to how these arguments change over time. Literary debates are not fixed. For example, the shift from focusing only on the text to including the reader's role shows how ideas evolve. Tracking these changes helps you see why certain questions are asked and how answers develop. Organize what you find in ways that make sense for you. You could create a chart comparing different methods or a timeline showing how ideas have shifted. Visual tools like these make complex debates easier to follow. They also help you explain what you've learned to others. When you read difficult texts, use these steps directly. Ask yourself what the text is about and what questions it raises. Find where scholars disagree. This is where the debate lives. Notice what evidence each side uses, like close readings, historical facts, or theoretical ideas. See how each approach leads to different interpretations of the same poem or story. Practice summarizing each position in your own words. Compare how different methods change the way you see the poem or story. For example, a formalist approach might focus on the structure of a sonnet, while a Marxist view might look at its social message. Seeing these differences side by side makes the debates clearer and less intimidating. Finally, connect these ideas to your own reading. Remember, there is no single right way to understand a poem or novel. Knowing that different interpretations are valid makes reading more fun and less stressful. It also prepares you to join discussions, ask questions, and even explain these debates to others. By breaking down scholarly debates into simple steps and applying them to actual texts, you turn complicated academic ideas into useful tools for reading and understanding poetry and prose.